Need some fast, cheap, reliable MUT coins? Go to MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 5% off your order. Link in the description below. Welcome back, YouTubers and Madden fans. This is Madden Money Shot, sniffing out the Madden cheese as always. Got a full breakdown video for you guys today. This is going to be my way of saying happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving. We're kicking off the holiday season here, with Thanksgiving coming up in a couple days. This is probably going to be the last video until Black Friday. I don't think that I'm going to put out a video on Thanksgiving necessarily, so I can spend a little time with my family as well. But like I said, happy Thanksgiving to you guys. I hope that you have a safe holiday. I hope you get to spend some time with some family and eat some good food and all that good stuff. Enjoy watching some football, like I'm going to try to do myself. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and get into the video. Before I do, though, like I said, with these holiday promos coming up as well, make sure you check out my sponsor site. To me, it's the best time to buy coins is before the promos drop, because once the promos drop, supply can be limited, prices can go up, things like that can happen. So if you're going to buy some coins, make sure you do that before the holiday promos drop, not after the holidays promos drop. It will help you out. So check that out, MMOXP.com, link in the description below, and use my discount code MONEYSHOT to get 5% off the order. And that's it. So have a happy Thanksgiving, guys. Next up, we got the dagger. Just put the A on a streak, put the Y on a drag, and that's pretty much your play right there. Just wait for this B route to get open outside. He can get some big catch and runs. I don't know, that was a bad throw though. Here we got double safety blitz. I don't really think this play has too much of a great man beater option. I would say, if anything, put the X route on a comeback route, so you have that option. So now he's a good check down. Just put him on that comeback route. He's gonna, like I said, if it's a man, he'll come back to that. That was actually bad timing by me, but it still worked out. Because ultimately these crossing routes don't really beat man too well anymore. So here we go. We got that. Just hit that comeback route. That wasn't, because of how close I am to the sideline, it's not even a really good comeback route. It's more like a hangman route, which is not that effective. But ultimately, like I said, against zones, this is the play I'm going for anyway, which can be a good catch and run type of play. Next up, we got the levels sail. This play doesn't work as good as it did last year, but it's still pretty much a read to the running back. It's running back tight end. As you can see, man, we're getting a big play, but it's definitely, ooh, I think it's fumbled. It's definitely a really good play though, down the field. You got a series of check downs on the other side, and like I said, you're pretty much just going tight end, running back. Did I get back-to-back fumbles? What kind of bull crap is that? But that's pretty much the play. And like I said, obviously all these check downs on the right side. One of these guys will be open. One of these guys will be open pretty much every time on the other side. You don't really have a man beater that's too great, so you could always put one in a comeback route. The furthest one out on a comeback route, so you have a reliable man beater than just your tight end. Your tight end would probably be your best man beater at this point. Next up, we got the fade smash. If it's a cover 2, the Y route's still going to be very good. As you can see right here, I mean, it just gets outside the coverage. But ultimately, I'd say it's pretty much just a cover 2 play at this point. So like I said, it's pretty much just a cover 2 play. Here looks like we have, I'll take the check down, the comeback route there. Next up, out of the gun tray, I flex with the RPO screen alert. RPO alert screen, I should say. So this formation will give away man or zone, which is going to basically determine what you do. If it's a man coverage, Olsen's really good. If it's a zone coverage, obviously the screen's really good. You can also just kind of watch like what the defenders do. Like if they hesitate, obviously you don't want to run into that because they're going to be coming down to that. If those defenders on the right side crash in towards the run play, you obviously don't want to go that way. But if they drop back, I mean, like right there, they drop back a little bit, gives me a lane. So it's really that's the determination more than anything. Like I said, we got a blitz here. We'll go ahead and get that out. I probably could have got that inside a little bit better, but I almost ran into him. Like I said, but that's, I like these screenplays are really good this year. So your first indicator is man or zone. Your second indicator is what are those guys on the left side doing. So right there, he crashed inside. That actually, I didn't get a block. I don't know what was going on there. So your first indicator is man or zone. Your second one is what are those guys doing outside? I mean, like, do they crash in or do they stay put? If they stay put, it works pretty good either way. But if they stay put, obviously, you have it's a better option to go the other way. Next up, we got the mesh spot. It's going to put B on a streak, motion over the receiver. You got a really good high-low on the opposite side with Moore and the drag route too. But ultimately, like I said, split the field in half. If it's a cover 3, McCaffrey will get outside of it for a good catch and run. So one side's cover 3, the other side's cover 2. Obviously, this is not a cover 2 with the safety being down like that. What is a man coverage? So once again, I mean, McCaffrey's going to be good against that too, but typically deep. I don't know if I'm going to get a cover 2 here. They seem to be just sending blitzes out of man. So, I mean, that's obviously it's an instant open route, so you're going to win that all day. So here we got a cover 2. I could always put Y on a streak too, just to kind of pull back coverage for the big throw, which is going to be the X route anyway. As you can see right there, I mean the safety's even further outside, so it's a really good cover 2 play. Next up, we got the PA post shot. This play right here, I mean, this is just going to work really good against zone coverages because all the crossing receivers really just mix up the zones. It's a really popular play last year. It's somewhat similar this year though. But the A route really, like I said, they just freeze, and then you just get these really big, completions downfield. Pretty much the B route's the money route. A route's your check down. As you can see, I mean, it's just open every time. It's just really bad zone recognition. Next up, we got the bench switch. So both of these outside routes beat man. I typically want to go to the receiver side, but if it's cover 3, the underneath route, the outside, the out route beats cover 3, and if it's cover 2, typically the Y route wins. So that's pretty much all I'm doing. Cut the field in half, and it looks like I'm getting some sort of blitzes on these, but cut the field in half. Both beat man. Cover 3 underneath, cover 2 high. It's a real easy play. Next up, we got the slot curl. I mean, you have a cover 3 concept with the Y route going right up the seam. That'll pull coverage back. And then, obviously you can get outside from time to time. Well, that wasn't a very good throw. And then you also have a cover 2 concept with the B route coming underneath the X route, which he'll act as a check down and he'll pull coverage back. So pretty much this route's the play pretty much every time. Cover 2 or cover 3. Or man coverage, and then your drag obviously is your check down. Right there, I don't know what that was, but he's just take him open underneath. You know what I'm saying? If I don't have time, which it was a little bit of a blitz, so I really didn't have time, so I'll take that check down pretty much all game. So I'm going to make it out of this, and I'm going to start off with the mesh spot. I'll make that the first play, but we'll pick that. We'll go ram 3-4. So a couple different things you can do with this play. It's not a bad play as is. Just putting Williams here on a streak a lot of times will help get the RB route open underneath. Ultimately, if it's a man coverage, though, I mean, I got Brown out here. That's a good man beater. The drags are good man beaters. But ultimately, if I'm trying to make this variation work at its best, it's going to be to get. I mean, this is obviously going to be one of the most consistent routes. But I'm trying to get the running back open. So in cover 3 and cover 4. If it's a cover 3 or cover 4, I could still hit this R route, this RB route, as you can see right there. It's a good check down if they drop back. I wish I could motion them out like I used to, but that's not really an option anymore. Another option is I can make this into a bunch by just motioning over this tight end here. And I think putting him on a streak and then putting the X route either on a flat or an out route is going to work best. And now I have pretty much all 3 of my reads over on the right side there, or the left side there. Makes it a little bit easier to do. Now I can just drag Williams just to kind of create another good check down. But I'm ultimately reading, low to high. Here's another man coverage. I'm reading front to back. I'm reading the square out to the post. And that's pretty much the play. Walter here, I mean, I can just, or was it Waller? I can just streak him, and if it's a cover 3 and sometimes cover 2, he'll get open like right up the middle. But ultimately his job is to pull coverage anyway. And you can see, like, I have a cover 2 play and a cover 3 play on the outside. That's a cover 2 play right there. Although I think that might have been a cover 3. Here we got a cover 3. So like I said, the streak will come into play. If it's a cover 3, I would say put X on a flat beater like that. And then, like I said, Williams doing what he's doing is a pretty good check down. But if I have it like this, which like I said, is what I think it is, a lot of times he'll just get open in the flats really quick. That was actually pretty decent coverage though by the linebacker. But like I said, there's really two different ways. The wheel route not motioning out is somewhat of an issue that, you know, it just doesn't really get open like it used to because of that. So like I said, I'm pretty much just trying to work the bunch side for the most part now. And when I say like I used to, I mean, you know, it just doesn't. This is a new formation, but I'm saying I've done similar stuff with this. Like right here, now we can get the RB route open. I wish he didn't turn up either. You know what I mean? Like he turns up and gets into trouble. You almost have to get it out quicker. So if you get, you know, if you get a cover 3, you almost want to get it out really fast. So right here is a corner blitz almost. You know what I mean? Like it's still in play, and it still makes a big play, and it's still my first read for the most part. Instead of running back. Instead, just cover 3, cover 4. He doesn't quite burst out of it like he might have in the past too. Let's say we got a man coverage here. So I think I got a linebacker on him. So that's going to be a win, obviously. Get that type of matchup. I wish I could say motioning over the receiver worked the same way, but you can't motion over B. I mean, you can motion him over, but he doesn't make the same type of play. And like I said, I like that flat beater. You know what I'm saying? It's not a huge play, but a lot of times you can catch and run that. And I think I got Montez Sweat covering him, so that's part of the issue. I mean, he's no joke as far as speed. He's like a 91 speed, so he's getting out there a little bit quicker than most people's will. Like I said, right here, you can see, by the way, he sits down on that route the back. I mean, Montez Sweat, or whoever that is doing a pretty good job of keeping up even with Brown. If it's a cover 3, I'm definitely trying to hit these flat beaters first, whether it's you know, the X route, the RB route. Waller, like I said, he's good against cover 3, but he doesn't quite get the separation as you typically might against you know, because of the bunch. But it's a good play. And ultimately, if I want to, I can just leave the A route where he's at, and it'll have that same effect up cover 3. Like I said, we're just trying to get in that seam. So he actually works a little better up the seam without that motion. So if it's a cover 3, I would say you got your cover 2 side and then streak Waller, so that you at least have a cover 3 option. Like I said though, that's kind of, it kind of works against the so against cover 3. I mean, you could streak him, put B on a drag, and then do it like this. So this would be a good look. I mean, even without a cover 3, like this isn't a cover 3. There's that man beating, you know. I mean, I'm sorry, not man beating, that flat beating route right there. As I didn't really recognize it quickly. So like I said, do it just like that. Like I said, we're gonna get that X and flats. That's what I'm talking about right there. Like I said, he's not quite getting the acceleration that I'm used to. I don't know why, because he is a good athlete. So let's just put it like that. Do the drag. Like I said, if that's right there, I'm gonna take it. If I got an athlete, I can make a dude miss, and then I'm making a big catch and run. So that's really what I was expecting right there. So flat him. I'm not going to make the motion. I like the motion, but I can leave him like this. It won't give away where the play's going too. You know what I mean? Like there's an all-out blitz. But you know, without the motion, you obviously have something to do with the. You know, you can just come to the line, fire it off. Like I said, a lot of people pay attention to those motions, and they know that that means where the play is going. So without the motion, you have a much bigger element of surprise. Next up, we got the halfback quick base. Just motion over one of these, either the receiver or the tight end. It doesn't matter, but the tight end won't pull an extra defender over in man coverage, and that just kind of creates a bunch, a little bit of a better blocking setup. You know, in a scenario, I mean, obviously here we got a safety dropping into the box, so that might make things a little bit more difficult because he's coming. But obviously, like I said, the blocking just holds up. I just get outside of it. Here's another safety blitz. Like I said, I should be able to get outside of it though. That shouldn't matter. Like I said, he gets inside and then I get outside of it, but not as much success as the previous play, but a good run. Next up, we got the Z spot. I'm a big fan of spacing switch plays and spacing plays typically. So I like the motion over Brown. My check down, Nelson's going to be a good check down, but I'm going to read this like a spacing switch, where I'm going to read either inside out or outside in. Typically, because of what Brown's doing, I'm just going to read him first. If he's open, I'm going to take it. If the cover drops on him, the running back will be open underneath it. Like I said, I've never really put out spacing plays. I have a couple in my ebook, but I really think that those are good plays, especially in short yard situations. Like right there, he sits on that, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw it to the running back. I'm really reading the running back versus that comeback route, and that's really making my determination. I'm also pretty much, you know, it's just like I said, one of these three will be open every time. I'll read those guys, and then I'll go inward to the B route. Like I said, right here, we got the what was that, an outside post route. So you can see the coverage was dropping down. I think it was a man coverage. I'm not 100% sure. So let's watch the replay on that. Like I said, I'm working my way in. I'm looking at the running back. I can see this guy sprinting down to the running back. So that's why I hit him, because I know it's going to be an opening. You know what I mean? It's a man coverage. And since I see him sprinting down to get in place, I know I'm going to have an opening. So here we go, one more time. I can also put A on a smart route to pull that back just a little bit more. So like I said, right there, if he's open, right outside of coverage like that, I'm going to take that. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting close to 10. Like I said, I'll smart route this guy just to pull coverage back even more. That's ultimately the idea. So like I said, right there, Y, as I, oof. So like I said, if I 1-2, I can smart route Waller, smart route the tight end. Looking like a man coverage, the motion will help figure that out, although it's not. So like I said, that outside post, I mean, there's so much stuff pulling down. That outside post is going to get open a lot. So I'll go motion over our smoke route again. Like I said, if he's clear, I'm going to take it. If he's not, it's going to be that running back. And you can see a lot of times I'll get a blocker too. Like if the receiver can turn to a blocker for me. Although he didn't there. Here we're getting an all-out blitz. Looks like a man blitz. So I'm just going to hold that for the post. The post, I know you didn't catch it, but the post will be the biggest play against man. None of these other routes really beat man, these underneath routes. So when I motion across, if they adjust that looks like man, then I know the A route's going to be key. Like I said right there, I mean, they don't drop down enough. You know what I mean? Like I should really run this from the far left hash mark. Just going to let's do this one more time. So let's get that space and switch. Like I said, they don't sit. If they don't sit on that enough, I'll take that. Although the running back was obviously a better play. I just took it because it was immediate. Wasn't necessarily the best call. So here, it looks like it might be a man. Not entirely sure. Like I said, that RB route's going to come open right under it anyway. And then they fight for the ball for some reason, and I'm getting hoarse. Let's do this one more time. So I'm reading Y first. If it's there, I'm going to take it. If it's not, you know, like right there, I really pulled the coverage. Now they really held the coverage back, and then the tight end was big above it. So yeah, the read structure, like I said, Y, running back, and then pretty much Waller. I'm not really taking, like the B route, I'm not really taking. That's a decent check down too. You have to look there, probably last. But it's really just these three guys. So like I said, right there. I mean, they're just gonna, like I said, I can get a blocker. If I would have used them a little better, I accelerated and just took what I could take. Next up, we got the Z spot and go. Another play where all I'm really going to do is put the X route on a streak, and the Y route is going to get outside of most coverages. You can see right there, I don't know if that was a cover 3 or cover 2, but it doesn't matter. He's going to get outside of it. So whether it's a man, zone, doesn't really matter. All out blitz, I got to get it out a little bit quicker than I typically want to do. But it's all about that play. It's all about that Y route. So let's do this one more time. Like I said, doesn't matter what the coverage is. He's going to get outside of it or get over it or whatever. Like I said, that's just a really glitchy formation, a really glitchy setup. The B route's a pretty good option, but if he's not open, it's pretty much a screen or bust. And you can see, I mean, you can get some good blocking. Obviously, you have half your offensive line running over to help. But it's not necessarily the most consistent play. But like I said, you do have another option. Oof. But like I said, it's not the most consistent play. You do have other options, as you can see right there. I mean, they were sending the house. So on the other side, I'd say you have some pretty good zone options. The screen typically is a zone option also. But like I said, that B route, that's a good route. That's one of the reasons I had to show this play. I'm looking at him first. If he's open, I'm going to take him. But I'm starting this play staring at the B route, and if it's not there, I'm going screen. It's that simple. As you can see, if you can use your blockers a little bit better than I did, you're going to have a really big play. Next up, out of the gun empty bunch wide, we have the spacing. So, I mean, you have obvious flat beaters with Y and B. The Y route, I can tell right here, is going to get open right away. You know what I mean? Like, just from the spacing. That's the name of the play, right? But if it's cover 3, I mean, the B route obviously will get open as well. I personally like having a slant on a play like this. But I don't really, you know, the way that the X route is, I'd probably say he'd be the best candidate. On a play like this where I know it's going to be probably a cover 2, you're pretty much just splitting the field in half and reading from right to left. Not really a lot of great, you know, man beater plays on this, so I'm going to, the slant's pretty much it. So if I get a man coverage, I'll pretty much just sit on it. And like I said, right here, I mean, we have, you know, if I hold it long enough, one of these guys is going to get open, then he doesn't hang on to it. But you can see he was open on the play. Really good short yardage type of play as well. Like I said, right here, we just got the A route, you know what I'm saying? We're just reading spacing. That's the idea. You know, we're just, where's the spacing between these plays? They can't cover them all. It's typically how it goes. So here we got a cover 3. Like I said, I'm going to steal that Y route pretty much every time against cover 3. The B route beats cover 3 as well, too, but I don't like the way it's positioned. That's something that if I was positioned a little bit closer, like I said, I'll show you. The B route can get open, but it's just not as instant. You can see right there, I gave the guy a chance. So I'm just going to hit the Y route. It's way easier. Cover 3, cover 4, whatever, the Y route's going to be a really good option. And then, like I said, just reading spacing once again. You know what I mean? Like, one of these two guys are so close together, typically a linebacker's caught in between them and can't cover both. So that's really the play. Typically, the spacing routes, the spacing plays that I use, you know, like I said, going from right to left. You know what I'm saying? One of them's going to be open. One of those 4 routes, just scanning the field right to left, is going to be open. That play was the slant, and you can see it's a really good play. Next up, we got the drive Y corner. Another play where all I'm really going to do is put the X route on a streak. The B route will come open underneath more for a lot of help as far as like cover 2 and then like man. But ultimately more is going to beat just about every coverage, so it really doesn't matter. This entire formation has a lot of plays like that where, you know, it's pretty much all it is. I would say, I mean, you have like some decent cover beaters on the other side if you wanted to make this play unique, especially against cover 2, but it's really all about this route. At any point when you're calling pretty much any one of these plays, you're pretty much doing it for this play right here. And then I accidentally hit the wrong button. I accidentally hit the right bumper when I was trying to hit B. I wanted to show off the drag, which was wide open. But it's whatever. So like I said, here we go. Cover 3. Or is it a man? It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? That Y route's going to get out. Ugh. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. It's pretty much just going to be the Y route anyway. He just gets outside of everything. As long as I pass and bullet lead like I want to. That was a tight coverage. I threw it too early. So it's all about the throw. I mean, the route's really glitchy, but it's really all about the throw a lot of times because, you know, the defense just doesn't cover that far to the sideline a lot of times. Next up, we got the drive wheel. So I'm just going to put the X on a streak, and it's a very similar setup to a lot of the plays we've been doing. I'm just looking for that Y route. He's going to get open outside just about every time. He doesn't get open as fast as some other ones, though. That's the thing. Some of these other formations have a much faster opening. The A route's pretty good too, though. You can see on the other side, like this particular play does have a better option on the opposite side. So while, you know, most of those other plays I can just stare down the Y route, and I can still kind of do that here. It doesn't get open as quickly as some of the other plays, and then, like I said, the wheel route on the other side is really good functional play. So like I said, right there, I mean, we're getting some really unique looks, although there, you know, he caught up after the fact. So this play, like I said, it's not as good as some of the other ones, but the A route, as you can see right there, that really makes up for it. So this particular route combo actually has a little bit, you know, adds a little bit more to it. So like I said, the B route there pulls inside, and then Hogan goes right outside over the top. And it really doesn't matter like what the coverage is. Like right here, there's a cover 3. Hogan's just stealing on the other side. Cover 2, cover 4, pretty much the same thing. Doesn't beat cover 1 or nothing like that. Any man coverages. Any man coverages are pretty much going to have to go over to the Y route. And then we have some really good, we're just stealing this all game. Any zone coverage, he's pretty much going to get outside of it. And then your Y route's pretty much any zone or man. Like I said, he's just not as fast. This particular play is really more about the A route on the other side than these other ones. You can see that the linebacker gets pulled in from the two routes going inside. He gets outside of him on just about any zone. Next up, we got the spot smash. It's pretty much a series of plays where all I really have to do is put McCaffrey here on a streak, and the Y route's going to get outside of most coverages. As you can see right there, they're so close together. In a man coverage, the streak route can get in the way. Against most zone coverages, the streak's going to pull coverage back. Like I said, right here, we got another man. I mean, he misses on the jam, and then he's just, this is just going to be pretty much the setup the entire time. You can also put one of these routes on a drag, although I think the best route to do would probably be the B route, just so you can get something. If he gets across the field and gets a cover 2, a lot of times that Y route can have a little bit of trouble with cover 2, can drop back into it, but if the B route pulls it down, then it's problem solved. But this play really, like I said, doesn't really matter what the coverage is. The Y route is typically going to be the play. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Next up, we got the jet pass fake zone. So this is just another, we have another jet sweep play, and they're all pretty good out of this formation.
Here we go.
The running back doesn't become a fullback though, which was kind of like one of the better wrinkles. This is a downgraded version compared to the one where the fullback actually turns into a blocker. And once again, you still got to put your fastest guy at this slot receiver spot, but you can see it's not as good without that extra blocker. It's really just I don't want to say a mediocre play, but it just doesn't. Plus I have a mediocre receiver running it, but it really doesn't have the same edge created by the blocking that you would normally get. So this play, it's a good play to have, but it's not as good as some other plays. Next up, we got the jailbreak screen. This play right here seems like a little bit like an RPO. But you have like the screen option, which to me is probably gonna be the best play. But you also got a slant, so if your user darts off too quickly, you can hit him with a slant. But realistically, this is the play. The actual screen itself is gonna be the most consistent. You just have to watch the user when you run it. Like I said, this is like an RPO to the user. And then if they run like those all-out mans that you see online, you obviously like a double safety blitz like that, you got an easy slant play right there. So like I said, this is, to me, the blocking holds up, which is somewhat inconsistent at times. The jailbreak screen can be one of the better screen plays. Next up, we got the Y sail. This play right here is really all about the table route to the running back. But if he's not there, the tight end over the top is usually going to be pretty good. You can also drag the Y route. That's just another good option, especially if it's a man coverage. But you can see like the separation by dragging the Y route is about as good as it's going to get. You're going to have 3 receivers. One of them is going to be open between the tight end, the running back, and the Y route. One of the 3 is going to be open pretty much every time. And you can see how they drop back to the tight end here. You just take the running back. So it's a really simple play, simple read. Just reading the inside receivers. You're not really reading the outside receivers. Although that one outside receiver can do a pretty good job. That's they're stretching the field mostly, but one of your checkdowns is going to be the square route. You could also, if it's man coverage, you don't really have a lot of man beaters, so you could put them on a comeback route just in case you get a man. You might like right there. I should have threw the A route. I just was trying. I was reading the comeback because I was putting my focus there. But without a doubt, obviously against zone, the tight end is definitely going to be. It's going to be the tight end, the running back. Like right here, this is my check down. The square route was coming across the field, but I'm talking too damn much. So since you don't really have a ton of man beaters, you can make that comeback route your man beater, and then I guess that might have been a man coverage. I really wasn't paying attention, talking too much. Let's do that one more time. So that's definitely a zone. So you're gonna, or man. So like I said, that square end's pretty good. You can also make them a comeback route. Except we got the Z spot and go. All I'm going to do is streak the B route. That's it. Now you got your high-low. A, if you see it right away, take it. That'll be good against cover 3, although I got lit up. Cover 3, cover 4. Your RB route will be a man and a cover 3 beater, or cover 2 beater and cover 3 beater, like right there. That was a cover 3, but they must have been in hard flats. So it's really just, that's pretty much the play. It's just those 2 receivers. You split the field in half. The other side doesn't even matter. You can even block the running back if you want to. Next up out of the gun bunch. We have the spacing switch. So this right here, I typically want to either put this X route on a slant so he can be a man beater. I like to motion out the B route because you can see, I mean, he didn't really have the space there that he would have if I motioned him out. So typically, depending, unless it's like a cover 2, I'll typically motion him out. If it's a man coverage, he won't really beat it anyway. But you can see, motioning him to the side gets him a little bit more space. Still gets lit up by Keanu O'Neal, but you can see he's getting up the sideline a little bit better. But if you leave him in, you're just kind of reading what's he going to do. Like right there, So you pretty much have, I mean, your best man beater is going to be the slant, and then you have all these other routes out here. If it's a cover 3, especially cover 4, he's going to get outside. But it's just a really, you'll steal yards this way easy. You're not going to hit any home runs or anything, but it's a really good play. I like the motion snap him too. As you can see right there. I mean, sometimes accuracy is an issue right there. I only got 5 because of the accuracy. But, and I don't even have to pass block the running back because this gets open so quickly, I don't really have to worry about it. And then right there, anytime they all sit, man sits on the zone. So anytime you have a man coverage and these guys, they'll just start sitting on these routes, that's when the man coverage comes into play. As you can see right here. They're all just sitting down, and you got that big play over the top of man. So left side, man. Right side, you got all zones. This B route will get open under anything but cover 2. Looking like it's not a cover 2. I had the tight end right there too, but obviously this is my better athlete for a possible catch and run scenario, so I'm going to go there. Next up, we got the bench pivot. So this play right here, I mean, I don't really have to make any adjustments. I like the X route. That's going to be my first read. It's just a unique looking read structure with it's basically just a cover 2 concept, but you can tell it looks a little bit different. You can put the RB route on a streak, and it'll help pull those coverages. But ultimately, I'm just going, like I said, it's a cover 2 play. I mean, you got Olsen, who's your deep cover 2 play, and then you got your out route, which is your cover 3 play. Next up, out of the bunch, shotgun bunch offset, we got the PA dig fork. So this play here, I'm going to pass block the running back, put the X route on a comeback route, and that's really all I need to create a 1-play touchdown against cover 3. As you can see, the cover 3 corner really sticks to that comeback route, letting the crossing route get over the top. That will also beat cover 1 man the exact same way. So that's pretty much the read right there. I have a check and release option route where if I want to, say I need a check down for whatever reason, I could always just hit the A button and release them to a flat route. So let's do that one time, because you can see the home run play is working really well. But like I said, say I need a release, there's nobody covering them, just that'll bail me out. So that's basically my check down. The comeback route's a really good check down as well. Not necessarily against cover 3 as much, but if I choose the wrong play, like say it's a cover 2 or something, or a man, I don't have time, a lot of times that comeback route will be really good as well. I can also drag the RB route. He's doing I like his route. I like the route that Hogan's doing, but in a cover 3, it's not really going to do me too much. So it does get outside. I mean, it's an option, as you can see, but it's a really tight window. You can put Hogan on a drag or a comeback route, give yourself a check down as well. Because he's going to get across. He gets across the field really quickly on a drag, which is not necessarily what I want, but it's still an option, so you have something to throw to if you don't have the home run. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.